to the channel where everybody eat. Y'all know what's up and how we rock around here, bro. Drop a comment below, hashtag everybody eat 2025. Hashtag everybody eat 2025. We're gonna keep it going, but in the meantime, man, while y'all listening, watching, all that good stuff, drop a like, hit that subscription button, and hit that notification bell if it's your first time on the channel. But if you already been rocking with me, even if it is your first time, just drop a like, man. Let's get these likes up. We got to get these likes up around here, you heard? But today we're gonna be talking about IBRX. Ticker symbol IBRX. Immunity Bio Therapeutics, I believe, is what the company is. And jumping right into it, man, I was trading this stock right here maybe a couple months back. I think like October, November of 2024. It was around like $5 when it got on my radar. I traded it to about $6.50. Expected it to go back up to $10, man, but that didn't happen. Came back on my radar the other day, a couple of days ago. Um, I can't tell you exactly when. Matter of fact, let's jump over here in the Discord. See, when I talked about IBRX for the first time, I believe, no, it was the beginning of the year. Yeah, right here on January 16th. I say IBRX. I played this a few months ago from $4 range to about $6.25 and had it on my watch list ever since. Wanted an entry at $2, but that didn't happen. This could be the beginning of a run back to $6. So as you see here, it was about $6.84. I mean, excuse me, keeping it raw and uncut, $2.84. I notified the Discord about it. And let's get back over there to it real quick. As we can see here, this before I even really charted down in all these levels, man. So needless to say, let's go ahead and look at the chart. I was originally on Weeble, but we'll just go ahead and zoom in over here on TradingView. So Immunity Bio Therapeutics, let's just say at the beginning of the year, they ended up right at the top of the year getting their J code, I believe is what it's called, basically for building and coding for their drug Activa is the name. It's a bladder cancer drug. It's already been in distribution in the United States since May of 2024, and they submitted a couple of FDA agreements for 2025 for a number of other products and therapies that they have going on. They also submitted in November and in December, filing for it to be used in Europe and also in the United Kingdom. So it appears that as this stock hit its 52-week low not too long ago, that investors are becoming bullish on this ticker. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that this here is highly shorted. It has, I believe, like a 72% short interest um, on it, if I'm not mistaken. So this thing has potential, if it really gets momentum, to really squeeze. I'm not looking at it as a squeeze play. I'm actually looking at this stock as a possible swing trade slash investment. I want to accumulate as many shares as I can below $4. I should have started really getting as many as I can below $3.16. But we'll go ahead and just say anything under 350, under $4. I want to accumulate as many shares as I can because I feel once this thing gets above four and some change, maybe $5. Let's take a look here and see really. Yeah. If this thing here gets momentum, like I said, and gets above 391, it could probably go as high as like 425, if I'm not mistaken, or so. Yeah, about 425 up until 443. We did have the 200-day moving average, I believe, was around like 480 on the daily chart. I can't recall, but if we look at this 50-day moving average here on the daily chart, it's starting to kind of flatten out a little bit and then looking as if it wants to curl up. Now, we can't take that too heavy or whatnot as a grain of salt. My bad for zooming in so fast because you see, we are still rejecting under the 50-day moving average. But if we get over this 50-day moving average on the daily chart and begin to mount it, definitely get a decent little candle here, like this daily candle. Even if we get a candle like this, I'll take one of these. Take one of these wick off the 50-day moving average and hold around that 390 range. Then I think this thing's going to get on to the races, man. So let's get back into why this stock's starting to pick back up momentum real quick. January 9th, they got their J code for billing and coding. So now they're actually being able to be picked up by more insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, just government entities, things of that nature for funding. They're able to really be used for a lot more patients than what they already have been. So that's going to increase revenue. Then they also filed for basically global usage and adaptation. That's going to increase the revenue. It's 70% short float. It hit a 52-week low. It has a nice little gap to fill, as I showed you guys already, as you've seen. And we'll keep it going to what has been more recent, I believe, is on January 27th, the other day, which is why this thing's starting to really pick up momentum over the past 2 weeks, is really the past week, I guess you could say, getting that steam still going, is because they have announced that the European medicine has accepted the marketing authorization application for Antiva. So that's a positive sign there. And then a couple days later, January 29th, they announced a collaboration with Beijing on confirmatory phase 3 trial of Antiva and PD-1 checkpoint inhibitor combination in non-small cell lung cancer. So not only do they already have the one for the bladder cancer, they are entering phase 3 for the one on lung cancer. Once the product gets to phase 3, that's where things really start to pick up a little more, because after phase 3, if things go well, then you can expect for FDA approval to come behind that, and then generally more revenue depending on what it is, especially if it's a breakthrough drug or not, or just how established, I guess you could say, the company is. So that's why I'm keeping an eye on IBRX. I'll give you guys more in the coming days, weeks, or whatnot, as I follow this ticker symbol pretty closely. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll get back to you. Matter of fact, we're going to run another 7-day free trial on the Discord, only because on the Patreon, only because a lot of folks are liking the stocks that I'm calling out, the tickers I'm calling out, and I only call out a lot of this stuff here on the Discord. Like, you only get access to my latest moves on the Discord, as you can see here. You know, I did a dip buy on Toshi the other day. Obviously, I'm down on it, but this was my first entry, which is around 10, 11 cents. And then I'm doing this here as a possible hedge swing on Celsius. As you guys know, I've been following that when it kind of bottomed out again at like 24. Thought it was going to break out this past Friday. Let's see what happens this week here. And jumped in the AMD put for February 21st with the weakness and the way how the market is broken down. But you get all those alerts, you get the watch list, something like this right here, how I'm super concerned with the overall market if these open below certain levels on Monday coming up and stay below for the first 45 minutes after open. Meaning if around 10:15, 10:30 we open up below these levels and are still below these levels, I will be super concerned on the overall market. I also give morning updates. So I announced on Friday morning, right before market open at 9:25, that the levels are the levels and they rarely do change, which I haven't changed most of these. If we just go back to just the same NQ and ES, breaking down levels and breaking down things. But I did state how bulls were running the market as we spoke on Friday, and they had those gaps to fill with the gap down. I said how basically ES filled the gap already, I believe, and NASDAQ futures needs to hold 21,650, but overall 21,750, and they could go and fill that gap to roughly 21,860 before seeing a reversal from NQ and ES back to the downside as ES already filled this gap. We've seen how the market did that, because I said we have many stocks that are a week after reporting and others reporting recent all-time highs. That's exactly what kind of happened. We broke out, hit 610 on the SPY, hit I believe 531, 532 on the Qs, and then now as you see we are back at like 601 and like 520 on the SPY and the Qs. But anywho, stay tuned for more. I got some cryptos video coming out, and appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one. We out.